All right, so it is the middle of May 2024. We have some massive updates again from NateChrony. So first and foremost, we've got some information about some testing and calibration. We've got some new adapters and some new software, and around the corner is going to be a new product. So let's get into it. So I'm going to talk about the calibration and testing. We've just invested a significant amount of money in some testing equipment. It's pretty high-end test equipment. This allows us to really test, certify, validate, and really put the NateChrony through its paces. Now, up until now, if you've purchased a NateChrony, don't worry. We tested it back to back. We've already done all this before. It's within 1 foot per second on average of the best, the top, the most expensive radar chronographs out there, but we wanted to go better. We wanted to go further. Things like semi-automatic, how fast can you shoot, what's going to be the upper limit, and we don't want to rely on just what's existing in the market. We want to see what is the best possible results can you get from a chronograph to really be able to put a stamp of accuracy on the NateChrony. So we've been working with the Australian National Measurements Institute, that is our official government body that is responsible for the measurements and the standards within Australia. So we've been developing testing protocols with the equipment and working closely with them. To quote the head of the electronic measurements, a PhD doctor, his response was, "I think your conclusion that we would not improve the uncertainty of your speed measurement is likely correct." So a little bit of technical jargon, uncertainty, etc., but that just tells us we're on the right track. The protocols we've designed, the testing equipment that we have, is good enough to get the accuracy that we are looking for, and they are agreeing with that. So that's a big tick in the box. When we look at the new testing with the new equipment, we're seeing about 0.3 foot per second variance at 1,000 feet per second. So well under 1 foot per second variance. When you get the NateChrony, I'm not sure if you can see on the screen here, but every single NateChrony has always been tested, and we always make sure that it is tested at 250 feet per second, 500, 1,000, and 1,500 feet per second. If we see more than 1 foot per second variance at 1,000 feet, or I think it's about 2 foot per second at 1,500 feet per second, then we're going to throw it out. Every single Nate chronograph is not only tested to be accurate, but consistent results as well. So when you do get that, we'll have a look at the screen in a second. You can see that it has been put through its testing paces in terms of accuracy of the circuitry. The circuit boards, yes, they're produced in China. There can be some variance. There's different quality levels. We make sure that every single one is tested to the right levels. At NateChrony, we're not just throwing things together, production line, pushing them out the door. Think something like a finely assembled Swiss watch. We take care in what we do, and we take pride in what we do as well. You are buying a highly accurate measurement institute. We're air gunners, we love air gunning, and we want to get you the best product. So we are passionate about doing this right and doing it with accuracy and care. So yes, we are in the process of getting certification, hopefully mid-June. What that means is we're going to have a master chronograph. We're actually going to have a couple for backups, but we will have a master chronograph that we are going to be able to certify every single NateChrony against. So is it accurate? Yes. Has it been calibrated by a recognized institute? The answer to that is going to be yes. So hopefully, I know there is an existing chronograph out there that has the certification, so to speak. We will also have something similar where, yes, this has been measured by an independent laboratory that is, of esteem, and it's going to be calibrated against that. At the moment, every NateChrony is tested. We're just going to make sure that there's an additional calibration step as well. So we're going to go to the adapters. So come in a little bit closer and we'll talk about the changes in adapters. Alrighty, so let's talk adapters. Firstly, we've got a new variable, big bopper here. This is a 55mm absolute monster. The request came in for an AGT Vixen, so this will fit straight over the top of that. Again, we've got 2 sets of adapters, so it'll go all the way up to 55mm and down to about 18mm or so. So again, another variable adapter. One thing you might notice is that we've got 2 different colored little handles there. We never like to have waste, so if we do have a little bit of filament left over, it may be a different color. Typically they will be blue. So we do have some slightly different, we used to have stainless steel wing bolts. These are an aluminium hex bolt with a little cover on them. Aluminium, it's a little bit lighter again, so that'll help with things like postage weight, etc. And again, stainless steel, aluminium, there is nothing from a NateChrony that is going to cause rust or problems in your gun storage facilities. So that's the big bopper. We've got, these are on the variable adapters as well, the 35s. It is a knurled little bolt here, a little thumb screw. So you may get a style like that with a really big, easy to grip. On the variables, we also have these, a little bit smaller, lower profile, easier to use. So we have those. So adapters. We've now started selling, this is the Steyr Evo target pistol adapter. Really nice and small, really nice and compact. Fits over the front. Give these half a turn, bang, you're up and running. There's little covers over the bolts there as well, so you're not going to damage a nice soft aluminium rail on the top of your Steyr. We had these at the shows as well. We're going to release them now. The Walther LP500. So a little bit bigger, but basically goes over the front. Put it down, quick half turn either side. Again, you've got covers for the bolts, so there's going to be no damage. So that'll allow you to use the NateChrony on a Walther LP500 target pistol nice and easily. We also have a Walther LG400. So the barrel profile on the Walther, it's common across a lot of Walthers as well. So this is sort of a squircle type shape, a square circle. So if you have this barrel profile from a Walther, the adapter should be fine for that. So you can see here, that's the adapter, slides on the end, give it a quick twerk, and nice and tight. The NateChrony then goes over the end of that. So a little bit of a run on target pistols and target rifles. So we've now got those adapters ready for sale in the stores at the moment as well. So let's go across to the software updates. Alrighty, let's talk some software improvements. So when you receive your NateChrony, it'll typically have a heap of shots on it already. As you can see, we've done our calibration testing, 250 feet per second, 500, 1000 and 1500. And you can see there's absolutely, there's a spread or a deviation of less than 1 feet per second at 1500 feet per second. These figures are rounded. So yeah, we're definitely under 1 feet per second at 1500 feet per second. So you'll see those 4 shot strings. That's to make sure that the chronograph is performing at each of those 4 speeds. We go above and beyond and we go up to 1500 because we can. We're also seeing a lot of slugs at the moment. In 2-3 years, maybe 5 years, are we going to start seeing slugs getting pushed towards that 1500 feet per second? Quite possibly. So we want to make sure that we're performing at those levels, performing accurately at those levels right now. You buy a NateChrony today, it will be the chronograph that's going to hopefully outlast you. As well, you'll see a couple of really small feet per second shots. So that's testing the circuit and the performance of the timing of the NateChrony. We then assemble it, we drop a little fake pellet through it, we get 2 readings of about anywhere from 3 to 7 feet per second, and after that you'll typically have 2 live shots at around 1000 feet per second. That will be getting put through the calibration device as well. That makes sure that we've tested the circuit, we've tested the detection, and we've tested the detection at the higher performance levels by actually putting a really small, really fast pellet through it. So that's why you've got some results, some shots on your NateChrony. It's not a secondhand Chrony. We just make sure that every single NateChrony is tested and leaves our door in 100% working known condition. So let's get on to some of the other features that we've rolled out. So we're going to switch across to our demo unit over here. Again, we've just got the little drop a pellet through demo model. Okay, so we've got nothing through this at all. Okie dokie. So we put a pellet through, And there we see 838. Okay, so first and foremost, there is a tiny little mini screen up here that's been added. Haven't tested this, but this is for something that if you've got a really, really small, really basic display, potentially something like a smartwatch that can't display a lot of text, this is just a really, really cut down, really bare web page that hopefully something like a smartwatch or something with a small limited display could actually use. So that'll just show your current shot, speed and power, metric or imperial, etc. You can get back to the regular page there. So if your device can display a web page in a real limited format, that could potentially be the way forward for you. So what we've also got is a description or a comment field. So we can type in some information there. So you've got a little comment field there. That's set. So now when you go into your shot screen, you can see that you've got a description field. The name of your rifle, the power settings of the rifle, what you're doing. Hey, it's this rifle set at power level 3, tank pressure, regulator pressure, etc., etc. So when you're doing your testing, you can actually see exactly what it is. Just makes it a little bit easier to name what you're testing, and you can save that. If you look at the previous video I did with the updates, where you can print and share your results, when you're sending that around and printing it out, you've now got a description of exactly what it is you're doing on the screen. If we look down the bottom here, we've also got the date and the time. So again, if you're doing lots and lots of testing, different performance variables, start of the day, end of the day, maybe some temperatures were different, you've got the date, time, and you've also got a description of exactly what you were testing and doing. The other thing is that you can see that the current result, there's no longer the shoot wait. The current result stays on the screen until the next shot is taken. So a little bit of a difference there. No big change here or there, but you'll be able to shoot things like semi-automatic or do more shots over a faster time with this setup versus having the shot wait and go sort of setup previously that we had. Also, a massive change here is that we've now got voice. So we've added voice. It's pretty basic. You can tell it to say the speed, the power, both or none. So we set it to say the speed.
866.
Not sure if you can hear that.
869.
I'll get the microphone a bit closer.
849.
So there you are. You've now got a voice-activated chronograph. If you're at a range and those really noisy powder burners, pop your earmuffs on. Hopefully they've got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, etc. Pair them to your device, listen to some music, and you'll be able to hear the NateChrony as well. So it will read out the speed and the power. It will do that from the shot screen and also
49.
do it from the mini screen as well.
849.
Every time you click
0.
a button, it'll refresh the page, it'll read the result. We may do something a little bit different there. Chances are future software updates, maybe we can change the voice, change the pace at which it reads. Different devices, like my tablet reads it slightly differently to my mobile phone. We'll look to maybe add some configuration so that's a little bit more customizable and changeable. Now for one of the biggest updates. Previously, if you wanted to update the software, you can see we're at version 3.4, you had to change the software, that the main circuit board. We have now got, oh, it's not on this one, my apologies. We'll go back to the test one. The demo runs a slightly older version. Okay, there we go. At the very bottom, you will now see the software. We can now do software updates over the internet. So if you do connect your NateChrony to a Wi-Fi network that has internet access, your home Wi-Fi, mobile hotspot, you can get in touch with us and we can arrange to do a software update. Little procedure you go through to set up the software. I will give you a very specific file name that's unique to your chronograph. You type it in, you press set, takes about 2 to 3 minutes, and then you will be updated to the latest software. So that's going to save us from sending things around the globe, little software, little board updates. A lot easier, a lot quicker, and that'll be able to get you access to better software if you want to upgrade in the future. So that is the updates for May 2024. As you can see, we continue to extend the ecosystem of the NateChrony. We've got more adapters. We continue to work and improve on our software. The performance of the device itself, we continue to improve and make sure that we are going to be the most affordable and most accurate chronograph that you can get on the market. So the NateChrony, whatever you buy now, is going to last you for a heck of a long time and be something that, as I said, you buy a new rifle, you're going to buy something different. It's going to work with everything and work with everything you've got extremely well. So that's it from us here at NateChrony. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've also got our Instagram up and running. That's where we're going to be putting out these updates so you can keep track of what's going on. Again, big software updates coming. That's something you want to do. That's where you're going to get the information for that. If you need any other adapters for your specific rifle, reach out to us, chrony@natechrony.com. Enjoy your testing.